Well, hello. Just a quick video on the Dirt Devil Extreme Power hand vac, or dust buster is what we call it around here. My wife and I have gone through, gosh, probably 5 or 6 over the years. Here's why we keep on coming back to it. The power is really strong. There are Dyson brands, Dirt Devil makes some other ones. We found one at Aldi that was like 20 bucks once upon a time that's decent. And while the battery life might be nice, or the attachments or whatever might be okay, this one just really has the suction power. It's great for that. I guess it's because it's almost 16 volts. That's really strong. But here's the problem with it. In our case, it's only lasted about a year each time. The cool thing is Dirt Devil has, I want to say it's a 3-year warranty, and they're pretty generous about it. But here's what I want to talk about today. The reason that it only lasts about a year is because the batteries, they die. Here we go. Here's the one that we're working on right now. I'll see if I can turn it on so you can hear what's going on. Maybe it'll turn on, maybe it won't. Obviously, that sounds like a high school science project or something like that, maybe a middle school science project. Anyway, these are the batteries. We went ahead and cracked the case on this old one that we had because it was doing this, and we're like, hey, we've got one that had something else go wrong with it, but the batteries were decent. Can we kind of Frankenstein them together and make them work? So that's what we've done. But first I want to talk about the batteries before we move on to the other thing that we fixed. So these batteries are not user serviceable. If you were to take this to a shop, they'd probably look at you and laugh. Crack this thing open and you can look for yourself. I mean, they're weird. This is not one of those situations where there are AA batteries or 9-volt batteries or something like that hidden in there and you can replace it on your own. So all that being said, there's not much that you can do when the batteries die. Hopefully you're still within warranty. You can contact Dirt Devil or Amazon or wherever you bought it from and maybe get the hookup if that has happened to you. I still would recommend this. It's great. So on Amazon right now, I think they're about $40, $41. I've seen them for as low as $30 a few years ago. They surge probably around Christmas time. Sometimes they go 45, 50 bucks. I don't know what it is right now. You can check out the Amazon link in the description below to check it out and find this exact model. Also in that description on Amazon, you can find out the warranty details and all that stuff. Like I said, Dirt Devil is pretty easy to work with. So that's been nice. And they do cover the battery thing. So anyway, like I said, that's the major flaw with it. In our case, it's lasted about a year. For 40 bucks, I think that's worth it, especially if we're going to get another one out of the whole kit and caboodle. So that's like 2 for the price of 1, kind of. So if you consider that you're paying like 20 bucks a year to use a dust buster, that has worked out in our situation. So to the Frankenstein'd point that I wanted to mention. So this is the one that we have kind of cobbled together, and we still have to reassemble it. By the way, disassembly, there are screws here, 6 screws there, and then there's 1 screw right there. So a total of 7 screws to disassemble this thing to make it look like that. Here's what happened to ours though, and this is why we, again, Frankenstein them together. This cup release button, on the old one, we literally, so this was the old one. The cup release button is around here somewhere. Anyway, never mind, I don't need to find it. Not a big deal, I'll just show you what's going on. This cup release button, see how it's got that little lip right there, that little groove? That is what holds the cup onto this. If that were to break off, you're stuck. This whole piece is worthless because that one little plastic lip. So because we had a spare essentially around, the batteries were dead, but the cup release button was good. So we disassembled both of them and stole the cup release button from this one and added to this one, so that now we've got one good one with decent batteries and a working cup release button. So I would highly recommend doing that if you're in this kind of weird predicament that we've been in. But anyway, just another way to kind of keep things going until we move on to our next one, which I'm sure will be another Dirt Devil Extreme Power, unless they come out with one that is better. That'd be great if that would happen. It hasn't happened yet. Like I said, we're probably on our 5th, 6th, 7th one, something like that, in as many years. So anyway, I definitely recommend it, but you are going to have to put up with the battery issue and then potentially the cup release button issue, which, you know, are problems, but I'm still going to keep on coming back to it. Anyway, there you have it.